Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to Negroes with a Podcast, NWAP, the first episode of 2018.
We're like not excited.
Niggas
Happy
is
New
tired.
Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
People.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, you coloreds.
You blackies.
Yeah, I said colored. That's more racially appropriate.
Dark.
Is it though?
Evil motherfuckers.
Nobody wants to hear color.
I think your mic
because
is
color
off.
can apply to everyone.
I am good. My cousin's in the background making noise. So I didn't want to be on the podcast.
That's real. Anyway, I'm your host and moderator, Smooth Order.
Tunde, Talk 7.
Lextopia here.
And the Negroid Android.
Yes, we are back for the first edition of the 2018. I don't even know where I was going with that. Niggas is back though. We're back. I know we've been a little inconsistent the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? I don't
back like
travel.
Yeah,
man.
travel. Back to like cook crack. Niggas been traveling. Niggas turned 32. Niggas turned 32. That's pretty much all that happened.
Happy birthday.
Niggas got jobs. Niggas got new opportunities.
Niggas got new opportunities.
Did you move this year?
No.
Lots of changes. Also, shout out Van. It's his birthday too.
Oh yeah. Shout out to
he turned.
Oh yeah.
30.
Happy birthday, 5/5.
He turned 29. Yeah,
29.
It's like Van does a lot of stuff and has so many accolades. That nigga's like 12.
Okay, clearly not 12. That nigga is 12 times 2 plus 3.
Yeah,
it's like he's 45, really.
Yeah, he really has the soul of an old man. Shout out to one of the originators, the homies, of course. R.I.P. to Combat Jack.
Oh,
passed the podcast legend, passed of colon cancer. Probably about a week from when you're going to hear this episode. So definitely want to shout out to a legend.
I had no idea who he was.
Basically like the originator of this podcast shit. Like Jack was putting in work back when podcasts were like that shit that nobody actually ever listened to.
Also, the nigga was a lawyer. That nigga did a lot of the law, like the contract for the shit that we look at as like music, especially for people our age, of our generation. Like he was them niggas lawyers.
I thought he was a music artist, though. He's not an artist.
No, he's not an artist. He's just somebody. He was just somebody that he's on the business side. He did a lot of the deals.
Oh,
for a lot of different people. So when his podcast his podcast, I mean, he's basically like a walking encyclopedia of hip hop knowledge, like, and not the kind of hip hop knowledge that you see in like books and shit. I mean, like the shit
behind the scenes,
the stories that people tell when they tell those hip hop stories that you're like, oh my god, those are so fascinating. I've never heard those stories before. Combat Jack had a lot of those stories, and he talked a lot about those on the podcast. So
cool.
Definitely R.I.P. to Combat Jack. R.I.P. to Erica Garner, daughter of Eric Garner, who passed away. I believe she had a stroke, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think it was a complication after a stroke.
Yeah, it was complications after a stroke.
Okay.
That's really sad. That's crazy. Like when you talk about police brutality and you talk about the victims of police brutality, it's not just the people that they kill, that the police kill. It's the butterfly effect that goes on to their families. And it's crazy that I couldn't even imagine the sort of stress that she was dealing with. And she was definitely active in trying to, get people to understand like what happened to her father was a fucking tragedy. And that these niggas were showing up to protest with "I Can Breathe" shirts because they didn't feel like they did anything wrong. And just, she had kids, and it's like now those kids don't have a mother, don't have a grandfather. And who knows how that's going to impact them growing up because of the punk ass police. Like, it's just fucking insane. So,
you got off of that shit too. That's crazy.
Like, never forget, they killed that nigga over loose cigarettes.
Right.
Like, you hear about these white men stabbing police officers, fighting police officers for their gun, you're taking it alive. They killed a man over cigarettes.
Yeah. So, definitely want to RIP for Erica Garner and anybody else who might have passed over the holidays and sort of dealing with all of that different stuff. So while we're I guess while we're talking in that vein, now that 2017 is over, I sort of want to do a little recap, a little personal recap for how our 2017s went. Some of the best moments, some of the worst moments, some of the funniest moments, some of the most ridiculous moments, and one thing that we wish that we could have done that we didn't get to do for 2017. Of course, if you enjoyed the podcast, give us 5 stars on iTunes. I'm really going to start telling y'all to give us 5 stars on iTunes so that we can start getting up there with these other podcasts, but mostly because y'all love us and we want to see our shit ranked on the iTunes podcast list. Yes, Lex.
Gee, can you go back? Because my computer froze while you were talking, and I think it might be mine that uses the thing. Well, when the last thing I heard you say was some of the best of 2017, some of the worst of 2017, and
okay. So some of the funniest moments of 2017, some of the most ridiculous moments of 2017, and one of the things that we wish that we could have done but we didn't get to do for 2017. So everything about this episode is 2017 centered as we take a look back on the year that has just passed. Of course, if you love us, make sure you give us 5-star reviews on iTunes. Please give us 5-star reviews on iTunes. That is how iTunes ranks us. That's how they rank the most popular podcast. We'll be definitely making a bigger push to request that you guys give us 5-star reviews if you feel so inclined on iTunes. If you want to give us a 4, 3, 2, or 1-star rating, send that shit to the email at NWAPcast@gmail.com. Do not fuck up our iTunes ratings because you are a hater. Okay? No hating for 2018. That's what we're going with. Okay. We love everybody's opinions. If you got a criticism of the show and you send it to us in the email and it's well written, we'll read that shit. You know what I mean? But just relax with the stars. Give us the 5 stars, and if it ain't 5 stars, then send us an email, and we'll work that shit out on the back end. All right. So now that we got all of the housekeeping out of the way, let's jump right into it. 2017 was a motherfucker. In some ways, sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. Let's start off with this. What do you feel was your best moment of 2017? Anybody?
I think for me, it's a combination of things.
That's okay. You can pick more than one.
Okay, so one, I changed careers. Halfway through the year. Well, a little more than halfway through the year. So,
what did you change from, and what did you change to? Tell it. Give us some details, nigga.
All right. So, for the majority of my life, I've been in the science field, doing research, and I was at a school in Oregon doing behavioral neuroscience research on alcohol, and my fellowship came to an end, and so instead of continuing on the projected path of trying to run my own lab and applying for assistant professorship jobs, I decided that I didn't like the politics behind research, and I went into teaching, and now I'm a teacher. No, I would say this: no job is perfect, but my job that I have now, it's a lot more stress-free than a job I had before. So, which is why I'm still at home in DC, because I have a long Christmas break. I had like 2.5 weeks, and I had like the whole summer off, and which leads me to my next point. My next best thing. 2017, I did a lot of traveling.
Yeah, your ass was always going somewhere, nigga.
Yeah, I did a lot of traveling. So I went. I can't leave the country. I went to Mexico. I went to Puerto Vallarta, San Francisco, Oakland, LA a couple times, Vegas, DC, Phoenix. Yeah, so 2018, I'm looking forward to a lot more traveling. I already have my first quarter of the year already booked. So, yeah.
Niggas gotta make an appointment to get tuned on the podcast. Nigga, are you traveling this week? Are you gonna be around, sir?
I have friends in different area codes.
Friends.
I don't think that's how the rap lyric goes, buddy. I don't think that's how that
That's
lyric
the Kids
goes
Bop version.
Yeah,
Kids Bop's version.
I've been all over the country, so I'll try to see my friends when I can.
All right.
So I got to to Florida.
You say you got to what?
Make my way to Florida to see you.
Yeah. Yes. Come to the crib. Come to the crib.
Yeah,
We're gonna go to the beach.
Yep.
I was gonna say my best moments were probably traveling as well. I'm gonna say the best one was probably just being in Chicago when Lawrence Fishburne shouted me out at this event to everybody, and I was so shocked that I didn't know what to do. So I like was mad awkward.
You got a shout out from Lawrence Fishburne?
Sir,
yeah, so
Lawrence
I was working with Lawrence Fishburne and Lorenz Tate on a project earlier this year, this audio series that they have called Bronzeville. And it's about 1940s Chicago, basically, and the Black people there. It's really good, actually. It has a full cast of like Tracy Ellis, like what's that guy's name? Wood Harris, like a bunch of Black people that are really good. But anyway, we went to Chicago because they were doing like an event spiel where they were going on radio shows and talk shows, stuff like that. And I was with them so I could get content to go with their stuff. And then the final thing was this event, and Lawrence Fishburne was on stage and he like shouted me out, and I was like super hyped. So that was probably like one of my coolest moments. And then besides that, I guess like I would say going to Croatia and stuff too. But I tried to do like 2 days this year.
You went to the Game of Thrones castle, right?
Yeah, the Game of Thrones tour was like really, really cool. So yeah, traveling to Prague, Croatia, Bosnia, and then all over the country, and New Orleans, New York, DC, Dallas, Vegas, Atlanta. I did a lot too.
All right, Des?
I think highlight of my year for sure was like getting married.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of shit.
Is that the highlight when you live together?
I mean,
what do you mean?
For me, yeah, like for me, no, we've been living together for a while. But the thing is, like, we've loved each other. Like, we were like, yo, man, like, I always give her a shit because I said I love you first. So I feel like I was the person who was more emotionally available, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, like, I'm going to be honest, right? Being that I'm in a poly relationship and, like, my parents are just old, like, being married does lend you some validation in the eyes of your family. You know, they not treat you with more respect. They're like, oh, you guys are doing the right thing. They see that this is something that you're committed to. So, I mean, but we had been together for years. I think that traveling, I did some traveling. I have officially like launched my business, and I started to get some consulting income, and now I'm starting to like actually take it to the next level. I'll talk more about that in the future, but like that was a big step for me. Yeah, that was a big step for me. I was really proud of that. Yeah. I also left my stressful job. That's another thing. I left my job that was causing me a lot of emotional distress.
One time for self-care. Man, you guys did so many awesome things this year. It's great. My best moments, my best moment is I finally got a job in the field that I'm going to school for while I am also in school, which is actually pretty fucking incredible.
That's perfect.
The reason why it's incredible is because where I live in the 13th largest media market in the country. Usually when you're working in media, and I work at a TV station as an associate producer, usually you have to go to like bumfuck nowhere and kind of get your start and kind of get like, you know, get the wetness from behind your ears, so to speak, and build up a skill set, and then you can transfer to a larger market. But I'm starting in a larger market, which means that I can probably bloop, which means that I can probably go like almost any, like after I put in some time here and kind of, you know, learn the ropes and build my career here, like I can probably go like almost anywhere else in the country and get a job, because what I do is, my job is actually very stressful. But they're always looking for people in the field that I work in and in the job that I do. They're always looking for people, good people who can do that job. So it's one of those jobs where it's like you'll always have a place to work because people are always looking for good producers. So that's probably the best moment. That came right after my birthday and right before Christmas. So that was like a really good like segue because I had a really shit year when it comes to jobs. So that's probably my best moment. And then since we're pretty much already blew the top on that, I'll just transition into the worst moment because that's what we're going to talk about next. The worst moment of 2017 is actually like several moments, right? Like, so earlier this year, I had a job. Everything that I do is job related as far as best and worst moments because I don't have shit else going on in my life right now. Other than the fact that I'm in school, but you know, that's kind of like that doesn't really count. It's like school is school. I'm not tying any moments to that shit. Earlier this year, I was working at a marketing company. It took like a month for me to do the application. And I like prayed and prayed and prayed for the job, and I got the job. I got fired after 7 weeks. And I got fired, but like, I think it was like a mutual breakup because I really didn't want to work there anymore. And like, it wasn't really working out. The wild shit about that was while I was working that job, I'd actually interviewed for a job at another TV station here. And at the time, I was like, oh, like I just started working at this new job. I think I'm kind of going to get the hang of it. It was like work from home, unlimited vacation days, like all this different stuff. So I was like, if I'm going to leave my house to go to work, like you guys got to pay me more than that. And they weren't going to pay me more than that. And they wanted me to work like from 2:00 in the morning to like 11 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to quit my job for that because that sounds like some bullshit. So I turned down that TV job and then I got fired from my job. And I was like, oh, I just have no job now. And I turned down the TV job. So I was like really upset with myself for like 2 months. And then I tried to get a job at the TV station again. And then like I didn't get one. I spent like the entire summer looking at the wall, which was really fucking ridiculous. So I had some pretty shitty moments. And those are just the highlight shitty moments.
Oh,
what are some of your shitty moments for 2017? Y'all niggas better share something,
I definitely have one.
I don't know if I have any shitty moments. Oh,
well, if you had one shitty moment, you can share it.
My grandmother died. Like 2 months ago. So she's like my last living grandparent. So
where does she live?
Nigeria. She was 99.
Wow.
Yeah. So, like, you know, when your last of your grandparents like go, then you like that brings your parents' mortality into question.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah. My parents aren't the youngest themselves. They're both pushing 70. So, yeah. So that was a like terrible moment this year.
Mm. That's pretty bad. Mine is I woke up one day and what did I try to do? I tried to purchase something, make a purchase, and my shit declined. And I was like, huh? And I looked on my phone at my Wells Fargo app, and that shit said my bank account was locked. So I just woke up one day with a lot of shit to do, and my bank account was on a legal hold. And so I called the number that was on it, and it was literally like some medical bill from like a car accident like 10 years ago or something like that in Virginia, when I lived in Virginia. And apparently, like they've been sending stuff and try to call, but like they were sending to my old address and calling my old number. So I had no idea like this was even happening. And it wasn't even that much money, but they locked up my whole account. And when I called, they were like, oh, it'll be on hold for 30 something days. So I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I was scared because I didn't know if I tried to open up another account, if it would get locked too, or like how that works. But somehow in a miraculous way, I pulled out my other account and I had to borrow money for like 2 weeks until I had a check coming in to actually put in that one. But yeah, somehow I maneuvered through that, and my shit just got unlocked like a couple of days ago, actually. But they took all my money.
I didn't know they could do that.
they locked. I just woke up and it was just locked. Like I just didn't have money, and I told the lady like, so can I just pay y'all right now? Like, how much is it? She was like, nah, it doesn't work like that. You have to wait a month before you can do anything.
So basically, a medical company can get your.
It wasn't the hospital or whatever.
He has an agreement with the bank.
Yeah. No, I guess they sent it to this lawyer, because it was a lawyer who like served the bank and was like, yeah, you have to hold her account. So I guess like it was that serious to them, and they do that. If they had just called me, I would have just gave them some bread, because it wasn't even that much. I didn't even know it existed, or I forgot it existed. But yeah, that sucked.
Des?
I had several things that were less than ideal, I would say. I had a student get into some really bad trouble with the law, and it was like, you know, watching like it was a student whom I had worked with really closely, and like, you know, you've seen his progress. And I know we say this every day, but like the thin line between like niggas in jail is so thin. Like you could make not even a big fuck up. You can make a minor, you can mess up. Like, let's say you messed up in the past, make a minor mess up, and now he's in jail. And he'll be in jail for a long time. And it's just like, there's a kid, I've been to his mama house. He played football for me, and like he made some mistakes in his past. He was trying to get away from that, and just watching his whole shit unfold was just like, you got to be damn near perfect just to exist. There's no room for errors. Like nobody talks about you as he's just a kid when you're 20 something and you're black. You're grown. I mean, I guess Tamir Rice was 12, so whatever. I'm just saying, like, that was hard. Leaving my job and trying to like start my own thing. You know, like I also feel like just in terms of like financial freedom is very hard for Black people, because I saved up a decent amount of money, because I thought, I was like, oh, I'm not stupid. I'm gonna plan through this. Money goes, man. Like, you're trying to start a business, like there's just money you got to put into it, and like that was something that I hadn't expected. Luckily I've been able to like recoup a lot of it, but it's just money that I didn't know that I was gonna have to shell out. That I had to shell out. This year we had a lot of ups. I had a lot of downs. But most of it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, did I like psych the whole podcast? I feel like everybody's face just.
Like, what next, G?
Damn, nigga.
Thanks for making me think about sad stuff.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Fuck y'all. I'm going to the funniest moments now to lift the mood up, man. Y'all niggas is like sleepy right now. It's like everybody's tired. Are y'all tired?
No, we're good.
I'm sorry.
Nigga, you been home. I know you ain't been getting no damn sleep.
Nope.
No, he just been running 50 miles.
I literally
man. Niggas. Or Nigerians.
Nigerians.
All right, so fuck all that negative shit. Let's talk about the funniest moment in 2017 that you had. Anybody want to share some funny moments from 2017?
Oh, it's even harder.
What
the fuck was funny?
I had a funny moment. So this is what month is this? This is October, maybe October. And I went to San Jose to visit with my friends, right? And it was me, my friend, my frat brother too, and then me and one of my other frat brothers went. So we flew to San Jose, and then we went out. Thursday night, and they have this bar. It's called they have this bar. I forgot the name of the bar, but downtown San Jose, they have a power hour where you have $2 drinks from 11 to 12, and it's like $2 like top shelf. So got super drunk that night. Then the next night we drove to Oakland, and we met up with some more of his friends. And Oakland, I like Oakland because it's one of those cities where like no matter what you are, like everyone's accepting of who you are. Like you could be, an immigrant, you could be black, you could be gay. No one cares. Like, because it's kind of like New York. So my friend who lives in San Jose, he had like 3 friends he grew up with in high school, right? And then one of the girls brought her coworker with her. So we all went to this club, and then we in there drinking, partying. It's for First Fridays in Oakland, and then slowly, like everyone starts dropping off. So I look up, it's like only like 4 or 5 of us left. It's me, my 2 friends, his homegirl, and another dude. So we're leaving the club about to go get some food. So we're walking like past the club. You see this homeless guy, and I gave the homeless guy $1. And right beside the homeless guy is this dude that was asleep on the sidewalk. And me and my friends was like, shit, man, sucks to be him. Like that nigga drunk as fuck. So we keep walking, right? So the girl's like, Hakeem?
Oh shit.
Like,
Wow.
oh, shit. That's what nigga was with when we came into the club. This dude was so fucking drunk, though. He was just laid out on the sidewalk sleep. So I had to carry this dude to the corner and call him an Uber. And I had to check his pockets to make sure no one robbed this nigga, yo. But yeah, that's
you wasn't
Yeah,
trying
you
to rob
checked
that
his
nigga.
All right.
I got to make sure I got there first. Got to secure the bag.
Secure the bag, nigga.
But yeah, that shit was funny to us because the 3 of us we were drunk too, so we were just walking like sucks to be him, and it wasn't for her. Like he might have like spent the whole night on that sidewalk.
Shit.
She's like, Hakeem, is that you? Like, fuck.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that shit was funny, yo. I'm going back to San Jose like in 2 weeks, so I'm gonna see dude again. I'm gonna remind him about the time he slept on the sidewalk.
Lex, funniest moment.
I can't think of anything right now. Come back.
Oh my god. Des, can you give us a funny
hard for me to
moment?
think of anything.
Yeah. Well, I guess this makes me a hater.
Nice preface.
Yeah. Huh?
Nice preface.
No, yeah. Because it's so I'm not going to use any names. I worked with this person who was not pleasant to work with. And so we were both supervisors, and we had people that worked under us. And I don't like that term. I would say, yeah, I don't really like to say work under us. We work to achieve a common goal. We work together, blah, blah, blah. This person was very like top down. This is the hierarchy. Respect my position to the people that work with them, the people that they supervise, right? They fire someone in a way that I feel was really unwarranted and not nasty, but niggas got kids, people got lives, and the way they fired this person, right now, it's not somebody I supervise, so I have no say over it. I can't do nothing. I was like, I don't know. I feel like this person has done the best with the opportunities that they've been presented, and the other person heard me out, was like, nah, I disagree with you. I'm fired. Okay, your people. They fired this person in a way that was very, in my opinion, was unprofessional. Right? It was kind of a put on blast, it was more public than it needed to be. Right? There was more shame involved than I think ever needs to be in a professional environment. So this person is like, boom, 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 fires this person. They apparently get this job offer. Dope. I'm like, okay, I'm happy for you. They get this job offer. They go to the job. They give our job, notice, hey, I'm leaving. All right, cool. Do you think we happy for you? Other people were mad, but the people who were on the level with this person, we happy for you. They go to this job. They get in the job. They hate the job. So they try to come back, right, to the school. And the school's like, we'd be happy to have you. Little did they know that the person that they had fired was working at the place that they were getting hired at. So that person had already interviewed with them. That person was already in the transition period. Like, I'm trying to leave anyway. Then they got fired in a really nasty way because they had an agreement that they would be there at a certain time. So they were like, yeah, I didn't get this job. Then come back. It was reviewed. The way that they fired that person was actually, it was improper procedure. So now, not only did they fire a person and are being penalized for it and are not being rehired for it, they also ain't getting this other job that they thought they was going to get on the recommendation of the person that they fired. And I remember being like, that's karma, my nigga. And I remember us, and I'm not I was laughing, but like, I remember being like, whoo, like, I for like 10 minutes, I sounded like Plies. I was like, ooh, big. They got you, big. They got you, big. And I was just like, karma, dog. And like, I guess maybe that's not funny, but like, when you treat people fucked up, when you do people dirty, my nigga, that shit, I was just like, ooh. And it's not like I had a problem with the person. I was just like, what you did was foul. And that came back to bite you.
How'd they fire him?
So, one, they sent the person an email notifying them that we need to talk. We have a meeting. In the meeting, they give them the letter, right? They give them the letter, then they send the follow-up. The person was like, hey, I'd really like to talk about this again. They hit them with the reply all. And everybody in the office sees it. Now, it's like, it's an unprompted reply all. It was a conversation. So that means you didn't reply all. You copied everybody in to the email. And we were all like, yo, I don't need that. So, like, you know, we work in a co-located space. So niggas is like, everybody get the email, and then niggas' hands pop out of the cubicle like, hey, it was like, yo, did you just, and like, you see everybody's shit, like what's some shit's called that is in the desert? Meerkats. Niggas was like meerkats out of the cubicle. Did you see this email? Bitch, we all kind of like huddled around and was talking about it. Then when the person who did the firing walks in, niggas was like, oh. Niggas like looking up like, oh, I don't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. And then like, dog, it was just, because it was like a shaming. They shamed them. It was like a very like, it was professional language, but it was very condescending. It was not polite. It was harsh. It was unnecessarily harsh. And then they got this other job, and the person that they fired was in a position, was like, I work with this person. I know they're a piece of shit. And they didn't get hired. And then they couldn't come back to the other job. And I was just like, damn, it was not funny, but I remember being like, you do people wrong, boy. You do people wrong. So yeah, that was just like, yeah.
Well, all right. Des always got some, I'm about to say, Des always got some weird, like funny but fucked up kind of shit that happened. It's like, ha, that's kind of fucked up.
Like, that wasn't me. I wouldn't do that to somebody. I've only had to fire like 2 people in my life, and I did it respectfully. I gave those people their agency and said, look, these are the ways that you can, move forward. It's fucked up to do that to somebody, dog. Niggas got kids, especially somebody with kids. You fire a nigga like me, I ain't got no kids. I'll find another job. But a nigga who got kids, they gotta feed them. I can eat ramen noodles. If my kids can't eat ramen noodles, that shit's unhealthy.
What?
It is unhealthy, but I don't know where that came from.
I'm just saying, like, people, you can't do that to people with kids, man. Like,
he said he's can't eat ramen noodles.
The guy used to eat pickled eggs and put them in Dorito bags and crush them up. Like,
that's probably why you're gonna die at like 47.
Thank you, Garfield. I really appreciate you.
I'm about to say this in a few years.
Oh, damn.
I mean, I'm not 2 days age.
You're right. See.
I'm joking, man.
Funniest moment or two. I don't know if I have a funniest moment. I do have several funny moments of 2017, and they mostly have to do with the fact of all the time that I just spent in substitute teaching. I was like, where the hell is that? So I had to substitute teach middle schoolers for a month in between Christmas break and Thanksgiving break. And boy, let me tell you, niggas was stressed out. First of all, 7th graders are the worst people in the world, statistically speaking. I don't know what statistic says that, but I feel like statistically speaking gives it some sort of levity that 7th graders are actually the worst people in the world. Like they're trapped between like puberty and like childhood.
Too.
You said what?
I would throw 8th graders in there too.
Yeah, like they're trapped between
Middle
puberty.
schoolers as a whole.
Yeah, like they're trapped between like puberty and like being children and like supposed to know better, but like not really knowing better, and then like not being responsible, but like kind of being responsible. Like this is the whole fucking thing. So at the school that I worked at, they had to prepare to take like this district-wide like exam for, I taught language arts, this district-wide exam for language arts or whatever. So over the course of the time, like the teacher who had been working there before me got fired. He was fired because he threw a chair in his 6th period class. Now, once I started teaching, no, he didn't hit a student. He threw the shit at the wall, and it hit the wall so hard the teacher next door heard him. Now, after teaching 6th period, I understand why he threw that chair, because fucking awful. So anyway, they have to take this district-wide exam or whatever like that. So I'm teaching them like how to, they're supposed to learn how to write an essay about diversity. So every week it's like I'm teaching them like another skill that builds on top of one, that builds from one on top of the other. So I'm teaching them how to like spot certain things, how to support their thesis, how to write an outline for their thesis, and then how to actually write the essay, whatever. So this goes over the course of like the entire time that I'm there. I want to say there's this one kid in particular, and I'm not going to name him because, you know, that's not cool. But like this one, he was always fucking off. He'd be skipping class. He'd be walking in and out of class. I kick him out of class because he wouldn't sit still, like all this different shit, right? So this nigga comes up to me. He's white, by the way, but this nigga comes up to me like the week before the final exam start. And he's like, Mr. Hilton, I need to talk to you. So I'm like, all right, what's up? He's like, so I want to know how I can improve my grade in this class. I said, I'm sorry. You want to know how to do what? He's like, I want to know how to improve my grade. Like, I know that we've turned stuff in or whatever. But I want to know if there's like extra credit or whatever. I said, I said, let me look at my assignment book for a second, because what I told the kids when I first started there was like, I'm responsible for their grades because I was teaching for the whole month. Well, it's like 5 weeks. I'm teaching for the whole month. So whatever you guys turn in, this is graded stuff that's coming in. You guys have to turn stuff in. So I'm like, so you didn't turn in the chart? No. You didn't turn in the outline? No. You didn't turn in the rough draft? No. I said, so how do you want extra credit when you haven't even done the original credit? And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, well, you're kind of interrupting my lunch. So I don't know where you have to be right now, but you can't be here because technically you're supposed to be in class and you're not. So I don't know what to tell you. He was like, whatever. He got up and he left. And I was just like, you know, failing him is going to make me feel really good inside. I don't know if he failed, but I definitely, like, the administrator came in, because she came in, she's like, I'm going to put all the grades in or whatever. So I handed her the paper, and I was like, you know, people did turn in assignments, people didn't turn in assignments. That, you know, that's their own business.
Yeah.
And yeah, like, y'all kids are fucking terrible, man. Like, I gotta do something with y'all kids. They fucking awful.
So here's my thing, right? You can't give up on those kids, because those kids, I was one of those kids. Now, I will say this, right? My parents, my dad's Bahamian, my mom was from Mississippi. I was fighting and hanging out with the wrong crowd outside of school, but in school, I got good grades because that was the only way to keep your parents off you. So these kids don't have that. But you can't give up on them, because the niggas can grow up to be different people. Malcolm X wasn't Malcolm X when he came out the womb.
So what are you supposed to do, though?
That's cool. You can't
like pass them along.
Yeah,
no, I didn't say that. You have to have repercussions, but you cannot give up on them. I worked in a school with some of the worst kids.
So Des, I don't think giving somebody a grade they deserve is giving up on them. If you do F work, you get an F.
No, I agree with you. I'm just saying we can't give up on them. If you failed, you fail. Like, there's a difference between failing and not putting in effort. What Smooth Orator is describing is Digga, you didn't put in effort. Like, you can't get extra credit when you didn't do the original credit. That's a perfect point. And it's like, I can't give you extra for what you didn't do. That's just giving you something for nothing. I'm saying just don't give up on them kids.
Well, I'm not teaching no more, so I don't care. Like,
I get it, nigga.
It's not, if I was teaching there next semester, I might have a little bit more sympathy for what was actually happening at the time, but I don't, because I'm not. And I'm not saying that it's cool to like flunk kids because they don't do any work, but
I'm saying that.
I mean, he's white. Like, I taught at one of the best school districts. I taught at one of the best schools in the school district. Like, he had every advantage, and it's not. I'm singling him out, but this is basically my experience while I was working there. All these kids have all these different resources to do good, and they did not. There's only so much sympathy I could have for these children. Like this,
especially when they wait the last minute to try to be like, "Oh, what can I do now?"
I wasn't working with at-risk youth. I wasn't working with niggas with real problems. I was working with kids with fucking iPhones and dyed hair. Like, nigga, you don't even want to come to class. How do you want? You don't even want to help yourself. How do you want me to help you? Mm-hmm. I just don't understand. So we'll move right on into the most ridiculous moment of 2017. If anybody has any stories they'd like to share on that. Lex, I feel like you I mean, whatever you consider ridiculous.
It's hard for me to come up with these stories.
It shouldn't be.
I need my memory jogged though, because it's hard to think back along the whole year.
Stay off the weed.
And I need to stay off social media because all I can think about is other people's stories. And I'm like, no, Lex, that's not your life. That's some other people.
That's not your life.
That's their stories. You gotta come back to me. Maybe y'all will jog something.
Lord.
All right, so me and my girlfriend have been talking about getting a dog for a while, right?
Oh yeah, this story. Mm-hmm.
So, like, she like gets on like these websites and looks at dogs like every day, and so I'm like, all right, we're gonna get a dog. So my thing was, I wanted a dog that I could run with. So I'm looking up like different breeds that are known to be good runners, but she likes these little lap dogs. So we're like, all right, we're gonna have to come to a compromise. So first she's like, oh, let's get a Great Dane, because those are like apparently really good apartment dogs because they're super lazy. I was like, how fucking
they're super huge.
They are. But there's like 3 in our building. That's the only reason we thought about it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, how the fuck am I gonna run with a Great Dane, like a lazy ass dog? So I don't want that. And like, are you gonna pick up those huge piles of shit? No, it's gonna be me. So, came across this lady who just had, and also we didn't want to like a puppy, like an 8-week-old, because she works crazy hours, and I'm teaching now, but my job it's further away, so I have to drive like 20-25 minutes to work. So I was like, we don't have time to like, housebreak a dog right now. And then so we found this dog. It was like 6 months old, which I thought was like a good, age. It's still a puppy, but it's still not like super young. Super young. So the puppy was a mix between a standard poodle and a Doberman Pinscher. So at 6 months, she was about 45 pounds, so she's gonna be pretty big. But both those breeds are really good running dogs. So, all right, so we drive out there. We drive out there to look at the dog, and it's in the city called Dallas, Oregon. And Dallas, Oregon is about maybe an hour. No, about almost 2 hours.
Hold on a second. Hold on, Sunday. Which one of y'all niggas is scratching something in the microphone right now?
Not me.
Dad's all in his beard.
Yes, Tunde.
Yeah, Tunde, you just stopped talking, and then you moved, and then the noise stopped. Say something right now.
Testing.
It's you.
That's
Yeah,
me.
that's
Yeah, it's you.
Oh,
Is it brushing against your shirt or something?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you rubbing it up on.
I these junky headphones.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
whatever you're doing,
definitely.
don't do that no more.
Like these. Shorter, man. Still doing it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stop messing with it.
Now you guys are super low.
Hold the
Alright,
mic off of your shirt.
It's not on my shirt.
Oh.
Can you hear it now?
No, it's
Yeah.
good.
All right. I guess we're gonna edit that out, right?
Yep. Or not.
Why not?
Anyways, so we go out there and we pick up this dog, and the lady, when we get out there, she had 8 other dogs. So the dog that we looked at was like the runt of the litter. So she was like 45 pounds, and her brother was huge. Like, she's like, do you want both of them? She brings the dog around the corner. I thought I was gonna die. This dog is 6 months old, about 80 pounds. And I was
Damn.
like, what the fuck? I don't want this shit. So then
I don't want this shit.
so we end up getting a dog, and then we go straight to PetSmart. I spent like $400 maybe, five something.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
on all the shit I need to get, like the cage or the kennel or whatever. It's bed, food, toys. So but the lady, she was weird. She was just like, I was like, so what about the shots? She's like, I did a couple myself, but they were only half shots. I'm like, you get vaccinations yourself? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So she's like an anti-vaxxer type lady.
That shit don't work for dogs, bitch. Dogs, you really get worms.
It's not anti-vaxxer.
So we bring a dog home, and mind you, I say this is Dallas, Oregon, so she lives like on a farm. So we bring her to the house, whatever, and I'm gonna say this. We took the dog back 3 days later, or 2 days later, because the dog wasn't acclimated to living in the city. So we would take the dog on. Her name was Riley. We'd take Riley on walks, like they'd be like 40-minute walks, and she wouldn't go to the bathroom at all because she was just used to going through the kennel door and using the bathroom as she pleased. So she was like, I guess she was scared to go on a leash. So like she would like, after like a 40-minute walk, she would come in the house and then use the bathroom. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh.
And then on top of that, like I said, she was a runt of the litter, and so like I guess she got picked on a lot. So when she saw other dogs, she would like go crazy trying to attack them. So, and I live in a building that has 25 floors, and like there's at least 2 or 3 dogs on every floor. So going in and out the elevator, and I live on the 18th floor. I live on the 18th floor, so the chances of seeing another dog coming in and out the building are very high. So like people started complaining about the dog to management. I was like, shit, here we go. 2 days. So
You're
yeah,
supposed to train the dog 2 days. You only gave him 2 days.
3.
3. That
Oh,
or
nigga, have some patience.
that or my apartment complex say, all right, what are you gonna do about this dog? Because people are complaining. So yeah, we took the dog back.
Yeah.
And it sucked, but you know, he was a great dog. But not for me.
Des?
All right, wait. What's the prompt again?
The most ridiculous moment.
That's like any story Des has.
But all of your stories are ridiculous, so this should, I mean, just pick one of the, one of those patented trademark Des stories you love telling so much.
I don't have ridiculous stories.
Yes, you do.
I live an interesting life. Let me think. Oh, I can tell a dog related story. I too got a dog this year. So I got a dog. Her name is Kima Keisha Pam. You can look her up on Instagram, Kima Keisha Pup.
Really? You got her on Instagram?
Yeah. We got her on Instagram.
Kima Keisha Pup on Instagram.
I'm trying to get Bad Boy to sponsor her.
Wow.
She's a total package. Anyway, so I'm at the dog park, right? And I'm letting her run around. And if you see my dog, she's a mix between a Chihuahua and Italian Greyhound. She's small, but she's not that small. She's like 20 pounds, right? So she's not super small, but she ain't super big. I'm at this dog park. It's the one that I go to all the time up in Brooklyn. And there's this dude. There's like a bunch of dogs there. Then there's these like 3 pit bulls. There's this one pit bull that's minding its own business, chilling. I think it had like 3 legs. One of the legs was gone. It was just doing its thing. There was this other pit bull that was, a medium-sized pit bull. Now the park is separated into 2 parts, the dog park. There's a big dog area and there's a little dog area. I take Kima to the little dog area, let her run around, and then she'll go to the big dog area because she doesn't like little dogs. She likes hanging out with big dogs. So check it. All the big dogs come into the little dog area. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Niggas making a mass migration in this bitch. But there's this one big, like, grandmaster style pit bull. Like, he looks like a Presa Canario. He's got the height and the build, like he just like ears clipped, tail clip. Like he has the thick leather, like the 3.5 inch like leather neck chain. He has the like the Grand Champ seal on the back of the chain. He's a sturdy looking dog. Like this dog like probably sells dope. So he's doing this thing where he's running around and he's like, getting on the other dog's faces. So all the owners like, oh, okay, we're gonna migrate over. So they migrate. So now everybody's in this one dog park except for him. Oh boy, jumps the fence and comes to the other side. So now his owner is walking around. It's like, he's not going to bite anybody. Chill out. Walks around. I get there. I'm chilling. And I see him running up. Now, there's this one other dog, or maybe it was actually a dire wolf. But I asked the lady what it was. She said, oh, it's just a husky. But he's all white. And he's huge. Like, this dog was like, this dog was like 4 feet tall on all fours. This dog was huge. And so the pit bull runs up on him and he's like, oh, he's doing the domination thing. And the dire wolf is looking at him like, and nigga, like, and so they kind of have a square off and then he runs around. So then the pit bull sees the 3-legged pit bull. Grand Champ sees the 3-legged pit bull, runs over to him. He's like, oh, you got 3 legs. I'm not gonna fuck with you. He sees the other pit bull who also has a black owner. Runs up on him. He's like, and he tries to hump him. And the other dog makes this, instead of barking, he's like, he makes this really, and the guy who owned him was like, all right, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I ain't never heard my dog make this noise before. This is some jail shit. Your dog should, they're both boys. They're both boys. Your dog's trying to hump my dog. He's trying to dominate my dog. So this dog is running around. Yeah. So this dog is running around and he's dominating.
The dog was like, Gord.
So then this little miniature Ann Coulter ass white lady, I don't know, she's just a white blonde lady who would never talk to me on any other day, walks up about 2 inches from my face and is like, excuse me, sir, can you take your dog? He is scaring the other dogs in the park. He's trying to intimidate them and he's disturbing everyone who goes here. And I was like, I got real close. I got like a inch away from my nose. Like I got like right there. I was like, you want me to take my dog? You got it. And I turn around and I'm like, Kiva. And then Kiva runs up to me. And it's this little ass Chihuahua. And she's looking and I see the confusion on her face. And all the white people that was like, gassing her up. They was like, oh yeah, talk to him. They was like, oh wait, what is he doing? And then the lady's like, excuse me, not that dog. And I turned around. I was like, not my dog. And I knew that God existed. God existed. Because in my head, I said, not my dog, bitch. But I didn't say it out loud.
You had to say the
No, I didn't. I was like, not my dog. And I took my Italian Greyhound Chihuahua mix and walked out that park. And this other pit bull was going around continually damn near sexually assaulting like Harvey Weinstein and all other dogs in the park. And I took my dog and we left. And I could see the confusion and the sadness in her face. Like she thought she stood up to me, the big black man with the big dangerous pit bull. No, I got a fucking half Chihuahua in this motherfucker. And we left. And that shit was, because I could tell she thought she was, because white people don't never get no close to you like that unless they think they got a point.
Just so you know they right.
Right. You're double parked. Fuck out of here with your car's ugly. You got a smart car. Fuck out of here with that. Park behind.
Yay, Desmond, stand your ground at the dog park.
I don't let these white people intimidate me. That's right, white women at dog parks.
You should have said,
you can't intimidate me.
Oh.
I didn't. And that's how I know.
Bitch.
Yeah, that's how I know God exists. What I look like. I'm 250 standing over this little white woman. Bitch, niggas, they shoot me from across the park. Smack that nigga. Bow.
That sucks, man.
NYPD would have shot me from across the park. That nigga's threatening a white woman. Oh.
Niggas getting assassinated at the dog park.
Right. That nigga was an inch away from a white woman. We had to kill him, Johnson.
Yeah, that's generally how that works. Ridiculous story? Oh no, wait, Tony, you told a ridiculous story.
Yeah, Lex,
what's your ridiculous story?
It was me. I don't have one though.
What do you mean you don't
Lex,
have
come
one?
on, man.
I can't think of anything, man. What?
Do anything?
Hey, we should all share a ridiculous story about Lex.
Oh,
You don't have any though.
Oh, I can make some shit up though. I can just lie.
I can make some shit up. Nigga, I tell a story that sounds like some shit that you would do.
Like
Damn,
what?
Lex, didn't you duck out of the last question too?
Yeah.
Wow. Somebody's being podcastly unavailable. Like they're emotionally
Really?
unavailable.
That's the last thing I want to hear.
Podcasting.
No, I just can't think of anything. I know I have hella stories, but I can't think of any.
Stay off the weed. Jesus Christ. My God. Let me see. I try to think if I have any like ridiculous stories that I would actually want to tell out loud. I don't think I have any either, actually.
All right, come on now. Some of y'all niggas.
Man, I already answered the last question. Fuck y'all. Moving right along. We'll end the podcast with this. Lex, and you're answering first. What is one thing that you wish you could have done for 2017, but you didn't get a chance to do?
Get pregnant.
Oh.
What?
So we'll do that in 2018.
What?
I saw the one kid's embryo got froze for 25 years. So.
What? Wait, what the fuck? What just happened?
You said answer the question. What did I not get to do?
I like those nails.
That you wished you did? You wanted to get.
Thank you. They match too.
Yeah, it's the color of your wall behind you, Mr. T-Bed.
It's my favorite colors. Shut up.
Wait.
No, I have a real bed.
I'm sorry. Y'all niggas is way too casual. We need to back up. I need to get back to the part where
we don't need to back up.
Yes, we do.
I mean, so you know how
backing it up is how she's gonna achieve this goal.
And you kind of feel like, you know how when you kind of feel like, dang, I do not want to be pregnant, but then when it starts, you're like, man, I kind of did hope I was a little bit.
What?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Like, wait a minute. Like, that's one thing I say might be different for men and women. Like, women, maybe you can. Men, I want to have a baby right now, or I'm not in the place.
Nah, I didn't, but then I thought I did, but then I didn't really. It's okay.
So basically, you had a pregnancy scare. And
yeah, that's what that sounded like.
Oh, you're gonna break it down like that? Actually, I had a couple.
Yeah.
Sometimes my body's just weird, though.
You said were they black people?
What?
Yeah,
I only get black people.
What?
What?
I thought too. They said were they black people, and I was like, why does that matter?
You know, Lexi don't like no white man.
What? I don't like who?
There's that one.
So you know you don't like no white man, and I was like, do you?
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
You do like that one.
No, I don't.
Yeah, it is one.
We don't know, nigga.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, I'm just gonna go on.
I don't even know who y'all talking about because.
Okay. Well, if you say so. There's one thing you would.
Y'all not gonna do that to me.
You're doing it to yourself. If you show up on this podcast,
there's no white people on my line.
Show up on this podcast pregnant by some white baby, you will get all the jokes, all of them, every single. Oh my God, we're gonna change the name of the podcast from Negroes with a Podcast to Jokes on Alexia and her white baby. That's all we're gonna do.
Oh no, my white baby.
Yes, you and the white, because you already like skin.
Your baby could definitely pass if you have a baby with a white person.
You're already light skinned. So like you
y'all forget my black roots though. Y'all are forgetting my strong black roots and my black
the roots of your hair.
Yeah,
Because I remember you had your hair down that one day. I was like, you look just like you about to call a manager. And I was like, yo, like
fucking
No.
gold, fucking apple.
Your shit was
I
long
ass
did
hair,
not
dude.
look white. My baby, maybe.
Yo, if you had a baby with a white man, like your baby would be like translucent.
No, it would not.
Your baby looks like
And
Rachel
there
Doe.
won't be a white man's baby anyway.
Your baby
I should
would
stop
look
saying
like
that though, because you never know.
You're gonna have a little Wentworth Miller.
Nah, we can have a spook who sat by the door. We could let your baby infiltrate and let the white people, because you know white people say things around other white people that they don't say around black people.
Oh my God.
We could use your baby.
There's gonna be a
your
strong black baby who's not gonna take that shit.
Actually, that's a really good idea.
Right?
You can have a white baby.
We can
give up one of them babies for the culture.
We can have a spy.
I like
whole
it.
time you having sex, niggas gonna be on.
Well, there's a lot of those people out here right now. They can be your spy. Why are y'all still talking about a white baby that's not gonna exist?
Because people want to talk about you wanting to be pregnant. We know what that was about. Whatever.
I can't think of nothing else. What else would I have wish I did in 2017?
I don't know, nigga. Like made a sweater, or like colored some sneakers or some shit. Who the fuck says pregnancy? Like just real casual over there.
30-something-year-olds.
Right.
Nah, actually, I really don't care. Honestly, I think I might not have a kid. And that's cool. I want to be the best stepmom ever.
See, you do want kids in your life, though.
Yeah.
Nah, not necessarily. But if they're there, they're there. I don't think it would be the same though. I think if I hopped into somebody's life who had kids, like yes, they're your kids, but you know what I mean. It won't feel the same. It'll be like I'm their homie.
No, if one of them kids get hit by a car, you're gonna be devastated.
I mean, I probably would be devastated if anybody got hit by a car, but
no, that's not true. There's some niggas out here. If niggas could fall off a bus, I would give a fuck.
What? Where is this combo going right now? Is it
I'm just saying, like, okay, all right, you don't play me. If you are with somebody and they have children, you are going to feel attached to those children. Like
yes, I would hope so. I would hope so.
But more so than other humans is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they're your kids now.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the best stepmom ever.
You're just a mom.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks.
For those words, Dex.
Tunde, something that you wanted to do in 2017 that you didn't get to do. That you may be able to do in 2018.
I'm not gonna say get somebody pregnant.
I wanted to move too.
I wanted to run the. I wanted to run an international race in 2017, and that didn't happen. So I'm gonna try to make that happen in 2018. I'm thinking Berlin.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I also want to run New York City Marathon.
That one's a full marathon?
Yeah.
Everybody goes to that though. Why haven't you done that yet?
Judgment.
I don't know.
No, I'm just asking.
It's one. That's a race you have to qualify for.
Oh, really?
Or get.
I thought everybody was just out there.
Oh no, or get picked in the lottery.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. So I don't have time to fly to New York every weekend to do those qualifying races.
Oh, you can only do the qualifying races in New York City.
Yeah, it's like they have a race series in New York City that you qualify for, and you have to do I think it's like 5 or 6 races leading up the year before, and then you get automatic entry, or you do a lottery system, or you raise an obscene amount of money. Not doing any of those, so I'm going to do the lottery this year and see if I can get in.
Des?
So 2016, and it carried over to 2017.
Are you maximizing your human potential again?
So no. I've done a lot of things that I think have not necessarily maximized it, but I've done a lot to expand it. 2018 is really about expressing my human potential. So I am going to launch my SoundCloud page. I'm going to launch, because I've been making beats and making music, and I've been experimenting with some of those things. So I'm gonna launch my SoundCloud page. Seeing that tweet the other day about how Kanye West made 3 beats a day for or 5 beats a day for 3 summers, and then he went from making $300 beats to 30,000. I could be Kanye, but minus the Kardashians.
You're a real Kardashian.
How's that?
I mean, like you got not a Kardashian, you like a real wife.
Yeah, I was like, wait,
It's better than
you trying
Kim
to call my wife a
Kardashian.
Kardashian, nigga? What?
No.
I'm going to continue to do more comedy. I've been doing a lot of stand up in New York. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to do more
you
writing.
did a little comedy video.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I've been
That
doing
shit
that.
was funny too.
It was.
Thank you. I've gotten better. I'm going to do more storytelling. I realize that my gift is not. I have a lot of gifts. Like, you know, I got a master's degree in biotechnology. I'm, you know, a chemist. I'm a political scientist. None of those are my gifts. My gift is storytelling.
You're a dom. You're a BDSM teacher.
Yeah, but
you're a doula, nigga. You got too many fucking.
You're everything.
This nigga Des is literally everything. Like anything that you are, Des is that thing too.
No, that's not true. Because I can't. I have poor grammar, and I have to have friends that proofread my shit.
That's every writer, nigga. Every writer but get somebody to proofread their shit.
Nah, I know some niggas that have like impeccable writing that just make me feel wild and secure when I read this shit.
And it still has to get edited.
No. I mean, on their first draft, it's like everything.
No, and it still has to get edited. Des, that's the point. That's the point that I'm making. Nothing.
No, not me. Them.
No, those niggas got to get edited too.
Oh well, I just look, you know, like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like I'm Josh McCown and niggas is Aaron Rodgers. Like when it comes to the writing, like I'm a storyteller, and that is a skill that I have. Like working, I've turned that into a business, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to grow that, and I've been expressing that. Right, that's already started. That's paid rent at least once, so I'm happy. But like now, the music, the storytelling, the comedy, bringing those things to the fore, and like creating platforms for it. That's what I'm really trying to do.
We're similar, guys, because I'm working on a song too.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I got so many random things that I'm trying to do. Research, hip hop research.
We need to connect. I told you this.
I'm trying to write a song.
About what?
About your baby? Side business thing. Shut up.
You know, Tupac got a song called "Letter to My Unborn Child." That shit is dope.
Shut up. That's not what I'm doing.
What is it? What's your song about?
Don't worry about it. We're not talking about that right here.
All right, we'll talk about it offline. You're right.
You guys are assholes.
I was encouraging this nigga.
Man, you know what I want to do? I didn't get a chance to do this. This is a thing that I've wanted to do since I was in high school, since I was in 10th grade. I've always wanted to go snowboarding, right? Another year has passed by. I have not gone snowboarding. But hopefully next year, I can go snowboarding. I don't know why I had this obsession with snowboarding. Probably from too many hours of PlayStation.
You're about to say playing that game?
What game were you playing?
All of them. It's SSX1, SSX2, SSX3, Cool Borders. Goddamn,
Cool Borders.
You know you ain't gonna be that right off the bat, right?
Yeah,
Cool Borders.
I'm not gonna be that good at
all.
Say,
you got to learn that.
I'm probably gonna be really fucking awful the first time. But I want to go skiing. You know how people always be like, oh, you know, they do the Black Skis weekend and everybody gets together and then they go and they hang out in the fucking cabin and nobody goes outside to actually.
Niggas don't be skiing though. That's like pool parties. Niggas don't be in the pool.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to actually go ski. So I guess I kind of have to make friends with some white people. So I have to put that on 2000.
You were so skeptical.
Or you can invite us.
I guess
I might have to make some friends with some white people so that I can have some skiing partners. But I definitely want to go skiing in 2018. I'm putting that shit. That shit is on my list every year. I just, when you're poor, you don't get to do those things. So hopefully this year I will no longer be as poor as I once was, and I will get to ski next year. Yeah.
All right. That's a good idea.
All right. Well, shit. That's NWAP, Negroes with a Podcast. Again, Happy New Year. Give us 5 stars on iTunes if you like us. If you don't like us and you don't want to give us 5 stars, email us at nwapcast@gmail.com, and we may or may not read your email online. If it's good criticism, we'll read it. If it's just you don't like us, we might read it and then we might just fry you on the podcast. So, either way, you got a pretty good chance of it getting read. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.
Bye. New year, new me.